Good evening. A police officer has spoken for the first time about the night he was shot at by an armed gang outside a Birmingham pub. Inspector Nick Rowe was part of a team dispatched to stop disorder during the riots in August last year.
Well, he tells his story on ITV1's Tonight programme, which exposes the illegal gun trade in many of our towns and cities and reveals how those weapons end up in the wrong hands. Andy Bevan reports.
We got out of our vehicles, started forming up at the top of the stairs here, and I was about to deploy to take on the crowd which are in this street down here, round about the bottom of the steps, and then you hear the sound of firearms. You can hear crack, crack, crack.
August last year, an armed gang circled the burning Barton's Arms pub in Birmingham's Newtown area. Some of the group had just set the place alight and thrown furniture into the street. The purpose, to lure police to the scene so they could be shot at. Inspector Nick Rowe was in a van that arrived as the gang was in full flow.
The windows went in behind us, and then you're thinking, right, I need to get everyone out of here now quite quickly. And that's what you did, everyone back on the vans and withdraw, regroup and get the specialist teams involved.
As officers on the ground took cover, at least one of the gang pointed his gun skywards and took aim at the police helicopter, which was filming events below. The latest edition of ITV1's Tonight programme, called Britain's Deadly Gun Trade, investigates how firearms are finding their way into the hands of criminals and uncovers a new supply route that could see the number of illegal weapons rise dramatically. These CCTV images eventually led to the conviction of 8 men for riot, arson and possession of firearms. They were jailed for a total of 188 years, but are currently appealing their convictions.
What we were able to do then is use laser technology to track back to see where the guns had been fired from and its proximity to the officers, and then look at the ammunition or the cartridges on the ground and identify the weapons.
Even so, only 2 guns have been recovered to date. Another 2 are still thought to be in criminal hands. Inspector Nick Rowe prefers not to think about that. He's just grateful the gunmen didn't hit their target.
I thought about afterwards about it could have been a completely different story. It was, you know, a really bad event as it was, but it could have been horrendous. I'm convinced if we'd have come in from a different way, or if there'd have been better shots, you would have dead police officers now, without a shadow of a doubt.
You can see Tonight, Britain's Deadly Gun Trade on ITV1 this evening at 7:30. Andy Bevan, Central Tonight.
Well, meanwhile, an events firm which